How's it going, everybody? My name is John, and today I was subjected to watching yet another Kamala Harris interview as she hopped on MSNBC to have a talk with Sharpton. Let's take a look into the interview and see exactly what's going on.
In just 3 months, that election will take place. Vice President Harris has managed to introduce herself to the American people and pull into a dead heat in the polls.
Sharpton somehow finds a way to it before the interview even starts by claiming this false narrative that Kamala somehow earned her way into this deadlock, even though she didn't do an interview for the first 40 plus days of her running, which is unheard of, on top of the fact that she didn't run or even get votes in the primary election prior. So this idea that she introduced herself to the American people and is in this deadlock is complete crap.
Hopefully not presented with it, but as president, with Sinwar having been killed, how would you move toward a ceasefire? What do you think the United States should be doing?
So first of all, look, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult, but we have got to get this war over with. We got to get the hostages out. We need the war to end.
Kamala is the best person I know at answering a question with basically the question. He goes, how are we going to end this devastating war in Gaza? You know, we need to end this war, obviously. We need to get the hostages out. We need the ceasefire. It's like, well, yeah, that's why he's asking the question.
And so we've got to work at it, and we've got to work at it through diplomatic means, and that's what we intend to do.
Wouldn't go over well if she said that she was going to work it over by bombing the out of them. But in reality, the Biden administration, which Harris said that she was a part of most of the decisions with, is sending money over to Israel right now. I'm not going to sit here and act like Trump is going to be a saving grace for the Palestinian people, but I'm not going to be delusional like the Democrats and say that my candidate is pro-peace when they're obviously not.
About you last night, using the S word as vice president. And how do you react to this kind of street talk from someone who wants to be president again, that was president? I've known you a long time, and I know you have thick skin, but I'm not asking you as a person, because I know you're used to that. But what does it do, in your opinion, to the standards we're setting for our young people all over the country when we're using this kind of locker room?
Just going on and on. Ask the question. This is what Republicans mean when they say that other news networks softball questions to Kamala Harris. Street talk, this locker room trash, this vigor. By the way, I know that you as a person can take it because you're used to it. And you personally, so I'm not asking you as a person, but as a professional, how do you deal with this locker room street? Just ask the question.
He used a very ugly term about you last night. Using the S word as vice president. The standards we're setting for our young people all over the country when we're using this kind of locker room street talk about an opponent for president of the United States.
The president of the United States must set a standard, not only for our nation, but understanding the standard that we as a nation must set for the world.
So really, Trump's setting a bad example for not only the U.S., but the entire world just by saying that Kamala Harris is a vice president. In case Kamala didn't know this, humans and people in general, especially in the U.S., they cuss. So just saying that word is actually pretty mild in terms of what most people, especially young people, are saying. And I do understand, oh, you know, he's in politics, he should set a better example. Donald Trump hasn't been in politics his whole life. Cut the dude a break for using some mild profanity.
It demeans the office. And I have said, and I'm very clear about this, Donald Trump should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States. He has not earned the right. He's not earned the right.
We're in a really bizarre place in American politics where somebody can sit up there who's never gotten a vote in a primary election and say that their opponent, who has won a Democratic primary election, doesn't deserve to run. What is even the logic?
And I hear these people talking about black men that are pulling away from your campaign, though I've not seen any real evidence of that. Do you think some of the resistance of some men, black and white, is misogynist.
You already know that that statement's false, saying that there's no evidence, because if there was no evidence, then why would you be asking the question in the first place? But the reason that I stopped them is this idea that you're somehow a sexist or a misogynist if you don't want to support Kamala Harris is absolute crap. The reality is she has shit policy. She's never won a primary election. She's a direct reflection of Joe Biden, which many people in any race or community has seen the inflation, has seen the economic problems done under Kamala Harris. Don't worry about the labels that people are going to throw at you. Vote whoever you want to vote.
Share with our viewers on what has impacted them and what a President Harris will do that understands what needs to go in their pocket, not the Beltway language.
Now, I genuinely would play Kamala's answer to this because this is the first time that she says any sort of policy during the interview. But her answer is legitimately 5 minutes long to that question. Americans want a politician who can quickly say their policy and how it's going to help them. For example, if I'm Kamala and I get asked that question, well, I plan on expanding the child tax credit to $6,000. I plan on introducing a new homeowner loan where it will give new homeowners a $25,000 loan. I plan on introducing this plan for Black entrepreneurs. People may not agree with all of those policies, but at least you can say it right away and let people know what you're about. Instead, Kamala has to go around and around and take 5 minutes to name about 2 policies.
What do you want 50 years from now, history to say about Kamala Harris?
I hope that, and I really do work that my life will have proven to have been a life that is about fighting for the people.
You guys have probably seen the Kamala headphone theory with the Nova X thing where people are supposedly talking to her through the headphones. She's not doing herself any favors over here. Like, yeah, I would want people to remember me for the service I did for the people. Like, it just sounds like she's being fed an answer. But anyway, that's about it for the interview. Make sure you guys leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of my breakdown of it. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.